if by chance you were in the Horseheads Corning, Elmira, Big Flats area, you are probably thinking, darn it, Nick Cutler, you jinxed it. You actually jinxed the weather pattern. Which I would like to iterate, it only applies if anything bad happens on Saturday. Today is only Tuesday, so there's still time to correct things. And hopefully Memorial Day weekend there won't be a giant angry mob after me. Happy Tuesday, everybody! Yes, it is Tuesday, May 22nd. 142 days of video making bliss, and that's all I got. For the intro, anyway. So, I gotta say, last night was an impromptu guys' night out. Yep. My father, my brother, myself, and my grandfather, on my father's side, went, on my mother's side, He's the one who owns the cottage on the west side of Cuca Lake. Anyway, we all went to the best place in all of Corning to get a burger, called the R&M. Yeah, Market Street's famous R&M. In fact, the burgers there are so good, they were actually voted the best burgers in all of upstate New York. They're that good. But I actually had to leave from my place to get there early because if any of you guys know Market Street, you know parking on Market Street is a real problem. But I was able to find everything okay. I got myself the barbecue bacon burger. It was delicious. And I also got myself a little bit of their sampler platter, which consisted of mozzarella sticks, or cheese sticks, or mod sticks, whatever you'd like to call them, chicken fingers, chicken fries. They call them chicken sticks, but let's be honest, they're chicken fries. And before you guys say anything, they are better than what you would ever get at Burger King. Anyway, there was those. There was also fried cauliflower and onion rings. And my choice of 2 dipping sauces, which, you know what? 2 of my dipping sauces of choice have always been honey mustard. And as of last summer of 2017, blue cheese. Hey, way back when I did my wing video, I'm pretty sure I mentioned it took me until I was like 27 to finally like blue cheese. So yeah, it's growing on me. But I will say blue cheese can be very overpowering in terms of taste. And it can be kind of funky, so yeah, I love blue cheese, but I exercise a little bit of caution whenever I do. Just because, again, blue cheese is a very overpowering flavor. So, enough about that. I think it's time I get into talking about the place in Penn I want to talk about today. And this place actually holds a relatively important piece of my, important memory to me because, you'll see you'll understand after I tell you. See, a long time ago, actually not long ago, it was actually, I really don't know how long it was, but there used to be this place in Penn called Saracens. It's quite literally at the very tip of Cuca Lake in Penn. In fact, you can actually see the shore where where it's sort of like a curve and heads going back the other way. Yeah, you're literally right on the very tip of Cuca Lake at Saracens. And back when I was at Trinity-Pawling, it was Mother's Day weekend, and my family actually went there for brunch. That was easily the saddest Mother's Day I ever had, and I'll tell you why. See, up until I was 19, which was when Mother's Day, the year I was at Trinity-Pawling. So basically, up until after I graduated Horseheads, I always celebrated Mother's Day with my family. And don't get me wrong, there were days where my mother worked, which was sad, but I knew I would see my mother again. And it wasn't going to be the end of the world if she had to work on Mother's Day. But Trinity-Pawling, ladies and gentlemen, is 3 hours away from my childhood, 3.5 hours away from my childhood home. Might even be a little bit more, depending on traffic. And this was the first Mother's Day where I was not surrounded by family. See, we always go to brunch on Mother's Day, and even if I didn't have my mother, that's okay, because there was my mother, my aunts who are mothers, all sorts of the rest of my cousins who are mothers, the family. It's a family thing, ladies and gentlemen. And it actually really hit me hard. In fact, it was around that time I actually got myself in a little bit of trouble at Trinity-Pawling. But that's a story for another day. And if you're wondering, to those of you who are my brothers, yes, it involved you-know-who, and yes, it's the one where it involves shoe throwing. I'm only going to leave it at that. So, it was really emotional. It made me feel really sad. And I never actually did ever get an opportunity to go to brunch at Saracen's, because it went out of business. For a few years, that is. Now it goes by another name, the Top of the Lake. And while I had eaten at Saracen's, prior to its closing, I never went there for brunch, so I should explain that. But we've been to Top of the Lake several times ever since it reopened, and we love it. I love it. In fact, I said Hammondsport has a big 8. I'll tell you that Penn has a big 4. What can I say? A lot of great places are close to Hammondsport and Penn. If Lakeside was closer to Penn, I would say it's Penn big 5 and Hammondsport's big 7. And now I'm talking about math when I probably shouldn't. Anyway, so interesting fact about Top of the Lake is, the day after my brother's wedding, we actually had brunch there. And the food was great. A wonderful morning, a great way to start the day. However, there was one thing that I noticed that kept it from being truly spectacular. You're probably wondering, well, it was your brother's wedding weekend. What was wrong with it? Well, see, on the menu at Top of the Lake for brunch, when we had it, you had bacon, sausage, all sorts. I think there was eggs there. There was, fruit salad, stuff like that. But there was no, actually, I don't think we had eggs either. Anyway, there was no eggs to my recollection. Well, maybe there was. I can't remember off the top of my head. There wasn't any condiments for some of the stuff we had. And I am a breakfast brunch kind of guy. And so, obviously, if I want sausage, bacon, ham, hash browns, stuff like that, I also want baked goods in the form of sweets in the form of baked goods. And Top of the Lake did not have that. So, no French toast, no pancakes, no waffles, not even muffins. To be perfectly honest, you gotta remember, what's wrong with that and everything else? Well, the thing of it is, yeah, it's the day after a wedding, and a few people are going to be a little bit sore from the night before. Let's call it that. And yeah, you're getting your meats, but you also want to satisfy your sweet tooth too after a night of a wedding, So yeah, in fact, I would have settled for donuts if they had them. Which, funny enough, there actually is a Dunkin' Donuts in Penn. In fact, it's not only is it not very far from top of the lake, but it's literally right next door to Mark's Pizzeria, which is the place I talked about yesterday. It's literally that close. I'm not even kidding. So, yeah, there was that. So again, top of the lake. I'll put links in the descriptions, which again you guys should try because it's one of Penn Yan's big four, and I'm sticking to it. So, in any case, that's about. Oh wait, one other thing: Vegas Golden Knights, baby. They're going to the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm excited for that. They'd be the first new team or new franchise in history to be able to win the Stanley Cup, and that would be awesome. So, you know what? I'm rooting for the Golden Knights. And I was actually watching a little bit of the Toronto-Washington game last night, and man, Washington's as mad as Hornets. They really want to go. But, actually, I actually didn't look up who won last night. I'll probably look that up after this. But, yeah, that's about everything I got to say for right now. So, please like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I could totally use the support. Oh my goodness, I forgot one other thing. You know what, I'll mention it tomorrow. I've rambled on long enough. I'll talk about what I thought I should talk about today tomorrow. Yes, anyway. Like, favorite, share, and please hit that subscribe button. I could totally use the support. And to all of my viewers out there, I'm humbled that I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy today. I'm hopeful that we all have a wonderful day today. And remember, if you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'll always be here to lend an ear, and I'll always have your back. So take care, everybody.